Tell Milo no. I won't do it.
Milo won't like that.
What did the review board measure today? 29 something?
29 feet, 8 inches.
And she missed. Twice.
She was down, yes.
She was dying.
All right, she was dying.
It's all right, my friend.
At least she was decent till you started messing with her.
Joe Styles, murderer!
Cynthia, you get home early, you hear?
If I can, of course, Harold. Goodbye, Harold. Take care.
And what the hell is that supposed to mean, huh?
Bye.
Well, I'm just gonna start right in this area here. I think we can work up.
Yeah. Hey, there's a good taco stand right there in that corner.
That's not gonna do me any good.
Oh,
Well,
man.
maybe this.
How nice. I hear Yosemite is beautiful this time of year.
It's a real picture postcard. In the meantime, how do you feel about cruising the south side with Peter here tonight?
Oh, they got postcards there. Huh?
Well, no, but we'll drop you a wire. Dear Crowley, thanks a lot.
As long as you sign it with love, sweetheart.
How else?
Hey, gang.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hey.
Joe.
Greetings.
Hi. How you doing, Pepper? Hi, fellas. Hey, don't tell me peace has broken out somewhere.
No, but it's been pretty quiet since that big pharmaceutical ripoff. How do you like working with this nutty bunch, Cynthia?
Fine.
Yeah, okay. Listen, Joe, Cynthia, take the same neighborhood. Nobody knows it better than you guys. Sooner or later, some of that Demerol speed's got to show up.
Unless it's gone. I mean, out of town or something.
Yeah, well, till we know better, let's just assume it's still here. Oh, we're checking around 10 o'clock, okay? All right, have fun.
Bye.
And how about you, Sarge? What lovely part of the city do you plan to cover tonight?
Well, I thought maybe I might start down around Restaurant Row and then work myself up to the Music Center. How's that sound?
You would.
Sure, I'd like to see what those, the highfalutin, what they do when they get together.
Uh-huh. What you want is a free steak and a Zoptic ballerina.
You'll be the first to know, honey. Tell you the truth, I'd do anything to get free tickets to Chorus Line. See you later.
Hey, we're going for a ride.
Short naps are great.
The old place doesn't seem to have changed much. Except I hear a lot of the old crowd has moved away. Something the matter?
Oh, no, look, I have to find a phone in about 10 minutes. Might be something, you know?
You got a snitch?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys in narcotics use them more than we do. It's kind of hard to build up a decent list, isn't it?
Yeah. Good, clean fun, huh?
Heavy security, looks like. Pharmacies, doctors, dentists. And you know there aren't an awful lot of drugs in any one office or on a whole floor for that matter. But still, they hit 'em. I guess they go for whatever they can get, huh?
What's up?
He wants a meet in the alley off 85th and Clark.
Did he say when?
As soon as we can get there.
Okay, let's not keep the man waiting.
Joe. Wait. Let me go in alone. I don't want to scare him.
Be careful, I'll back you up.
Georgie.
Over here. What's up?
Tell Milo no. I won't do it.
Milo won't like that.
Cynthia? Cynthia? Cynthia, why? Why do you let me handle it?
It's all right, my friend. It's all right.
That's it. She didn't seem to be hurting. She just said, "It's all right, my friend." I shouldn't have let her go in there alone.
Oh, come on, Joe. She asked you to do it. Here's some coffee.
Pete's right, Joe. I mean, it was her meeting. I mean, obviously something went wrong with the snitch. Pep, read the rundown on the snitch, will you?
George LaForte, age 33, 6 drug busts in the last 20 months. Did time. 1 to 6 in Leavenworth, out in 18 months. 1 to 10 Folsom, out in 22 months. Suspected of pushing, but narcotics gave him a pass for over a year.
Captain Wilson there said that Cynthia's been working with this guy LaForte for a long time, Joe. Tonight he was obviously high on something.
I better go see her husband before he hears it from somebody else.
I'll go along with you.
We'll come along, Joe.
Hey, Stiles, I want a statement.
I got a statement.
What's the story about you and Cynthia Mark? What's being
Nothing to say.
involved?
You give him a break, will you? Give him a break. Joe, come on.
Joe Stiles, murderer! Murderer! Murderer!
I'm sorry.
Would you please leave them alone? Let them have their privacy.
It wasn't Joe's fault, Martin. It was nobody's fault.
What do you mean, man? Nobody's fault. It was his. It was his. Joe, you always wanted my wife, but you could never get her. So you went out and...
Cut it out!
Gotta believe me, Harold. There was nothing between Cynthia and me. Nothing.
I don't believe you. You understand? I don't believe you.
Hi, honey. Joe? You okay? Pete, what's happening?
I better answer the phone. Yeah, hello, Pete. Bill, yeah, right. All right, I'll tell him. That was Bill. He just got orders to transfer to office duty.
What?
I'll tell you about it. Did he say for how long?
Well, just as long as it takes to appoint a review board and make a decision. I'm gonna make some coffee.
Come on, honey, let's sit down. I'll get the coffee.
This is standard procedure here.
Okay, 2, okay, 4. That's 2 bullets. Close.
Joe, I want to go through this one more time. Huh? Now, when you came up from that direction, how many shots do you think had already been fired?
3?
3. That's 2 from Cynthia Martin's gun and 1 from the assailant's gun, right?
That's right.
In that order?
That's right.
All right. Now, how many shots did the assailant fire at you then, Joe?
2, maybe 3. I'm not sure.
And then you fired 3 shots back. Is that correct, Joe?
Yes.
Did you aim at the gun flash?
Just to the right of it, the way they teach you at the academy. Works fine unless it's a left-hander shooting at you.
How many feet did he say he measured between the two bunnies? What was the measured distance?
29 feet, 8 inches. Cynthia missed clean both times.
Well, okay, Joe, that about does it.
See you later.
Yeah, one more thing, Joe. Ballistics is going to have to test your gun.
Why is that?
To compare the bullet with the one that killed the assailant. Can I have it? Thank you, Joe. Pepper?
Yeah.
Rowley?
See you later.
Well, I guess internal affairs is next.
11 o'clock, buddy.
You can handle it.
I hope IAD fries your butt, Styles.
Back off me, Burroughs.
On a lot of our minds, brother. Harold Martin was my partner. And his wife was a decent cop. At least she was decent till you started messing with her.
Till I did what?
Harold says you put your dirty hands on her. All right, come on. Anybody else? Huh? Come on. Anybody else?
Hey, Joe. Fella, settle down, man. What's the matter with you? What about the rest of you guys? You got something to do? Let's get at it, all right?
It also says here in the shooting review board report that you were positive about Officer Martin's firing first. Twice before the return fire that killed her. Is that correct?
Yes.
When you first saw Officer Martin, she had been mortally wounded, is that right?
I didn't know that at the time.
Just answer the question.
She was down, yes.
She was dying.
All right, she was dying.
Investigator Stiles states he then made sure the assailant was dead before his next move, which was to go to the aid of Officer Martin. Now, why did you do that?
To make sure he wouldn't be doing any more shooting.
At you or at Officer Martin?
At both.
Is it true that you and Officer Martin knew each other in high school, that you both dated together a number of times before both of you married other people?
Yes.
And that you continued to see her after her marriage to Harold Martin?
We were friends, the three of us. And if you continue this line of questioning, I swear to you I'll exercise my rights.
Perhaps you don't realize that from the IAD's point of view, you have no rights at this time.
The right I had in mind is that of one man to flatten another, who is deliberately impugning his honor and integrity.
Impugning? That has a nice ring to it, Investigator Stiles. I hope you don't intend becoming physical. Think of how that would look on your record.
This is just a preliminary discussion as far as we've gone. Unless there's any part of your story you want to change.
No.
All right. Please keep yourself available at all times. Make sure your immediate superiors know where to reach you at any hour of the day or night.
Joe, how'd it go?
All I can say is I feel guilty till I can prove I'm innocent. And frankly, old buddy, I don't know how to go about doing that.
Joe, Bill, look at these. Cynthia's shooting scores for the past couple of months.
Every shot's in the black. It's 75 feet.
What did the review board measure today? 29 something?
29 feet, 8 inches.
And she missed. Twice.
Well, looks like we got a couple of things to do. We gotta have our gun checked for accuracy. We gotta be there when they post the body. Autopsy.
Why an autopsy?
See if she was on something, Joe.
She wasn't a user.
Oh?
As far as I know.
I know we don't need Martin's permission, but it'd be best if we tell him, don't you think?
About the autopsy, yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea. You wanna go see him now?
Yeah. Joe?
I'll wait in the car.
Come on, Joe.
And for a while, the both of us went out with Cynthia. She fell in love with Harold and they got married. I was the best man.
Yeah, but you stayed friends?
Yeah, and then I met Harriet and we got married, and he was my best man. And after the kids came along, we didn't see much of each other. We didn't have time. Then Harold left the force to join the Marines.
Joe, he was wounded, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he recovered. And he passed the physical to return to active duty on the force. But he decided not to.
You know why?
I don't know. We never talked about it.
You are out of your mind, man. Do you know what you're saying?
Harold, we checked Cynthia's shooting scores. She was an expert.
So she was an expert.
She missed by 1.5 feet at close range. Now, that couldn't have happened unless there was something wrong with her.
Oh, wrong with her gun.
Okay, they're checking that out, but I gotta tell you, Harold, if that comes back okay, then they gotta do an autopsy. I'm sorry.
So why you telling me, huh? You're gonna do it anyway. Why you coming in and twisting the knife in my guts, huh?
Because we all loved Cynthia. We loved her. It's just common courtesy that we wanted to come by and tell you.
Harold, we'll be in touch, okay? Yep.
Wait a minute. Now, you listen to me. You leave her alone. Please leave her alone. I mean, Cynthia never took nothing for no type of pay, not even aspirin. Man, you going out now to cut eyes. No good. Tell me one thing. Why ain't that Joe Stiles here, huh? Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because he's responsible, that's why. If it wasn't for him, my wife would still be alive.
He's outside in the car, and it wasn't his fault. He'd like to tell you that himself if you'd let him.
You want him to come in?
No! 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 Now, you get out, both of you. You two.
Awfully sorry, Harold.
Yeah. Where the hell have you been? This is the 10th time I tried to get you.
Who is this?
Martin, Harold Martin. I got to see Milo, and I got to see him right now.
Hang on.
12Y90 to 12Y50.
Go ahead, 90.
Cowboys 50, that weapon you had checked for accuracy, the report is in. Do you want it now?
Yeah, let's have it.
Positive all the way. Alignment and rifling perfect. Bench firing 97% at 25 yards.
Roger, 90.
Oh, all right. And I know that Georgie LaFord was getting it from you. He was your man.
Yeah? What if he was?
Well, he was my wife's only source for the Demerol. And now, and now they're both dead, and you just got to help me, Milo, man. You really got to help me, man.
Come on, Harold. First, 2 questions. What happened the other night? Everything was set.
I don't know. I got no idea. They had a beef, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Question number 2. Why should I help you? I don't know your damn thing.
I helped you some on jobs. And I'll do it again if you want.
I don't want. You're not reliable. No junkies.
Listen, Milo. I need that.
It's expensive.
Okay, I'll pay you when I can.
No, not good enough.
No! Now listen to me. I'm through with begging. You understand that? Man, if you turn me down, I will blow the whistle all over you, you know? Yeah. Now, see, the cops are listening to me. You know that.
You would do that to me and Cynthia?
Only if I have to, Milo. Please, please.
Come on, Harold. I was only kidding. You know that.
Thanks, Milo, man. You never regret this, man. Thanks. You ain't gonna never regret it.
Hey, Willie. He said I wouldn't regret it. Make sure I don't, huh?
You okay?
Yeah, he's napping. Joe, too. Boy, they are quite a pair. Pepper, what are you doing here this time of day?
Well, maybe it's none of my business and you can tell me so, but, well, I know that you've read about Joe and Cynthia, what everybody's read.
Yeah, so what are you trying to say?
I'm not sure how much Joe brings home of shop talk. Our work gets pretty dull sometimes. But, well, we were together on a stakeout not too long ago. I don't know how it came up, but he started talking about you, meeting you, marrying you. I forget his exact words, but he said something like, you know, Pepper, when I open that door and see that beautiful and good wife, and I hold her in my arms, then I know I finally made it. He said, man, then I found out what real happy is. Loves you very much.
Pepper, I think you should leave now. Because for the first time since this whole thing started happening, I think I'm going to start crying.
Harriet. Joe didn't have anything going with Cynthia. I could say I gave at the office, but I won't.
Pep?
Yeah.
Harold Martin just turned up. Dead. Bullet through the back of his head.
Sometime between 5 and 8 p.m. Wrists bound behind him. 1 bullet entered back of the head. 45. Death was instantaneous.
Doc, listen. Was he murdered where his body was found?
No. No, the body was moved from wherever the homicide occurred to the city dump. There's another thing, Crowley. Martin's system was so full of Demerol that it probably would have killed any normal person of his size and weight.
Demerol?
He's an addict. Of course, there's no way I can tell how long, but my guess would be a number of years.
Doc, what about the autopsy on Cynthia Martin?
Oh, no evidence of drugs whatsoever. Not even alcohol. No, Officer Martin wasn't under the influence of any chemical or medication at the time of death.
Okay, Doc. Thanks very much.
Crowley?
See you later.
Harold Martin was wounded in the war, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And from there, he was taken to a field hospital where the wound was treated thoroughly. No sign of infection. The medication was tetracycline and Demerol. Excuse me. Sorry. Demerol administered intravenously. Now, here it is. Recuperation, 14 weeks in the San Diego Naval Hospital. Released 10 November 1973 with a strong recommendation that he enroll in the Federal Methadone Rehabilitation Program.
But he was addicted, right?
Well, I don't come right out and say it, but that's what it means.
Oh, what about the methadone? Any record of his taking the program?
Yeah. And not until February 1974, though. He came in the clinic and asked for it himself. 6 weeks, apparent cure. No, wait, no. He was back in February of 1975. Dropped out after 3 treatments.
And he's never been back since?
No.
Nice place.
Yeah, the old soldiers' home's out of there, you know.
Oh.
I played many a baseball game on this lot.
Baseball? What position?
Tailback.
Oh. Oh.
You're about 1,000,000 miles away, aren't you? Where were you just now?
Yeah, I was back in that alley with Cynthia. You know something? That Georgie LaFort who shot her
Yeah?
wasn't just her snitch. I think he was her connection.
Say, it's very possible, Pep. Very possible. So she got her Demerol for Harold.
More and more, all along. Until she probably couldn't take it anymore. I know I couldn't. She was an expert, even if LaFort was moving. At that distance, there's no way she could have missed him, except on purpose.
What you're talking about is a thought I've had in the back of my mind. We're talking about suicide, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way that internal affairs, anybody else is going to buy that. You know that.
We can prove Harold Martin was an addict.
That's not evidence. That would only be evidence if Harold Martin could testify. It's a little late for that.
All right, what if we could find Georgie LaFort's source? Then maybe we could find Harold's killer.
Yeah. It's still not going to help Joe an inch.
And it didn't bother you that they were assigned to work together?
No. Should it have?
Even though you know your husband had probably had an affair before you and your husband were married?
I never knew any such thing.
Surely you must have suspected it. Cynthia Martin was a very attractive woman.
She was also my friend. You know, you're being very insulting.
Does Joe, Investigator Stiles, ever talk in his sleep, ma'am?
Well, how the hell would I know if he talks in his sleep? I never slept with him.
Neither of you ever took a little nap while on duty? You deserve commendations.
Oh, really? You know what you deserve? Let me tell you something. I would be content. No, that's not true. I would be delighted if Joe Stiles was my partner until the day I retire. You know what I mean? I trust him with my life.
So does Cynthia Martin.
And that's about all I can tell you. Joe is a very dear man, and his wife is one of my closest friends. I don't see how you could possibly get me to say anything malicious about the entire family. To be honest with you, may I be honest with you?
Oh, sure, of course.
Your technique is lousy. Insult and or accusation is pretty tired, you know. I've often wondered how they pick you over at Internal Affairs.
It's all a part of police procedure. Selections are made on the basis of personality, psychological stability, and there's a lot of training involved. And promotions.
You know something, Sergeant? You would be sensational in IAD. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sergeant Peterson, what's your first name?
Carl.
Carl. Don't do me any favors.
And by now, we've questioned most of your associates about you.
And my wife. And a lot of old acquaintances, including your high school basketball coach who said you once punched him in the nose.
He was bad news. And a lousy coach. But then again, we all make mistakes, don't we?
Like you did the night Cynthia Martin was killed. That's what we're calling it, a mistake.
One more thing, Stiles. Your case still isn't closed.
Case? What case?
Investigation. Okay? Your investigation is not closed.
Hey, Joe. Hey, congratulations. We heard the good news.
It's great, Joe.
Thanks, but did you see this? I've been sort of desensitized.
Yeah, well, the chief doesn't want you to come back on the team till we get this narcotics thing wrapped up.
Forgot to say we will.
We will.
It's better.
Night watch, 4 to midnight, Monroe District. The pits, but you're worth it, Joe.
It's about an hour and a half from home. The kids will probably forget what I look like. Said the investigation is not closed yet.
Oh, they always say that. That's the second thing they learn, right after they learn to tie their shoes.
Well, I'll try and keep my spirits high. You guys take care.
You do, baby. See you soon.
Take care.
Okay.
Remember that cop whose picture was in the paper with Martin and his wife? The guy who wasted Georgie LaForte.
Yeah, Stiles. What about him?
Well, this you're gonna love. They got him working as a detective at night, down on Monroe.
What shift?
4 to midnight.
There it is.
Hey, hi, Mitch.
Ready?
Hi. New partner?
Yeah, meet Joe Stiles. Manny.
Stiles?
Manny.
Stiles? Hey, wait a minute. I think I have a message for you. Yeah.
You know whose number this is?
Man said if a cop named Stiles come in to have him call.
Thanks. Investigator Joe Stiles. Someone from this number called me?
A friend of yours wants to talk to you. He'll call you tomorrow and set up a meet.
What's it about?
Cynthia Martin. And, come along.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for coming by.
Cynthia Martin. What about her?
Just a second. You gotta check and see if you're wired. This is strictly confidential. It's all right. Leave the piece alone.
Okay.
Okay. Can I fix you a drink, Joe? I heard you got bum rap.
Look, cut the cheap con. You got a story to say? Say it and make it simple.
All right. First, Georgie LaForte worked for me. Second, I knew he was your chick snitch. Third, he was also her supplier. Demerol for the husband for years.
So far, you haven't told me anything I don't already know.
But you gotta know this. She never paid a dime for that stuff. She owed me, and she was grateful, and she was going to perform a certain service for me, but I think I got stiffed. As a matter of fact, she had you out front, too. So now, I want you to perform that certain service. Joe, you don't have anybody to testify that Cynthia Martin was dealing in drugs. Now, maybe I can produce that witness, somebody to testify in court. You destroy her reputation. You restore your own.
Keep talking.
Not far from where you're patrolling. There's some merchandise I want to pick up. So on a certain night, at a certain hour, you radio for help. You follow me.
Way ahead of you. The call pulls the patrol cars in the area away, strips the convoy from the merchandise, the drugs, right? Cynthia Martin would do that for you.
You better think about it, Joe. Go on, get out of here. Whether he decides to play or not, we're going to make our next move. Today.
I don't like it, Milo. I never have.
I don't care whether you like it. You just do it, dummy.
There we go.
Hello.
Baby.
What is it, Sylvester?
Hey, Joe. Thought you'd like to know the wife and the kid are okay.
What?
What? Thought you'd like to talk to them. It's your husband. He's all shook up.
Joe?
Harriet? Are you all right?
Yes, I'm okay.
What about Petey? Is he all right?
Peter's fine, too. Joe?
Are you sure?
The man says to do exactly what he wants you to do. And then everything will be okay.
Hey, you hear that, baby? Everything's gonna be okay. It's real simple.
Just don't hurt my family.
All you gotta do, at 8:30 p.m. sharp, corner of 12th and Branch, you get on your little car radio. You say, officer, needs help. Okay?
Had to get down to finance. Some hang-up with the last voucher I turned in.
I knew they'd catch up with you someday.
Yeah. Hey, Joe called. That's when I was to call him. Hey, you take care of it, will you? I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Joe, it's Pepper. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, Pepper.
What is it, Joe? We just got in, got your message. Is there something wrong?
No. No, it wasn't important.
You sure?
Yeah.
Joe?
Shift doesn't start till 4. He's probably still in the parking lot.
Got the feeling that whatever was bothering him, he decided not to talk about it. One of us had been in the office.
Ain't no way I'm gonna do that.
So what do you want to do? Pick up where we left off?
Hey, Joe! What's happening here? What's the problem here?
Mitch is out. I've been assigned to ride with Mr. Stiles.
Look, if you guys don't want to work together, it's very simple. One of you goes to the watch commander and asks for reassignment. You know that.
Not me. I'm taking the assignment.
What about you, Burroughs?
I'll do it. I don't want any part of him.
So real winner, isn't he?
Hey, look, Az, I'm sorry, okay? I just shouldn't be so touchy.
Maybe you have a right, Joe. Why don't you go in and ask for another partner?
Hey, Joe. What's happening, friend? Huh? What's the matter?
Look, something big is going down, and I got to be a part of it. They got Harriet and my baby.
What?
Okay. Can everybody see this all right? They wait till they take the drugs off the train and are secured in the warehouse here. Then when the trucks move out to make delivery, that's when they hijack them. Now, lately, our security measures have put a stop to that. Now, what they're going to try to do is to steal that protection away from the trucks. Okay, at 8:30, the truck and our convoy move out. Now, everybody's got the plan. I just want to be sure of one thing. I want to be sure you guys in the patrol cars make it look as real as possible. When you hear Stiles here yell for help, you make it code 3 all the way. You got that? Any questions? Okay, get back out on the streets. Oh, 13845. You take the intersection at Acacia and 96th. 47, you cover the other end of the street. Joe? About 6:40. I think you better get back to the diner. Look, when they call, you just be sure that they play by our rules, you understand?
Bill? Harriet and the baby has to be in plain sight on the opposite corner from me 20 seconds after I call for help. Otherwise, I cancel out.
That's right. Pep, you go with Joe. Everybody else goes with me. It'll work, Joe. We'll make it work. Okay, Joe, now.
Charlie 17. Officer needs help. 12th and Branch. Officer needs help. 12th and Branch.
I repeat, officer needs help. 12th and Branch.
Hold it. You go on ahead. We get an officer needs help call. We'll catch up.
Joe?
Okay, friend, we'll take this load from here. Put up your hands where we can see.
Okay, let's go. Get out of the truck. Come on, come on. Okay, get him into the car. Let's get at it.
Well, right through to all units. Let's go, let's go. Let's move. Hey, anybody home?
How'd it go, Bill?
Oh, terrific. Are you kidding? Hi, honey. How you feeling?
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Joe. You okay?
Well, I'm getting there.
Everything go okay?
Fantastic. Besides what narcotics is going to do to Sylvester, we got him on 2 counts of conspiracy and kidnapping and murder when his little friends get through with him.
Great. Hey, listen, can I fix you a cup of coffee?
Sweetheart, I'd love to have some of your coffee. We got work to do. Joe, what's the matter? What kind of father are you with your kids up this time of night?
Yeah, I gotta get my family to bed.
We got work to do. Let's go, Pete.
You go with Daddy this time.
Reports, I hate them.
Joey?
Joe, by the way.
Yeah.
Your assignment's been changed again. You're back with us, buddy.
I have to let you know about that.
Yeah, you do
See you
that.
in the morning.
Good night, sweetheart.
Okay.
See you later. Take care of yourself.
All right. Joey? Joey, come on now. It's time to go to bed, buddy. Come on.
These reports are gonna kill me.
This was my last 520 form. What's on your mind?
The other day outside Veterans Hospital, that nutty idea we had about Cynthia Martin, well, I haven't mentioned it to anybody else.
Neither have I. Why don't we just leave it that way, okay?
Well, then I guess I should tell you that he caught a number 120 bus right outside the door.
A city bus for a getaway car?
At 2:46, he was at the Melrose office, and just about 10 minutes ago, he cleaned out the central office.
He hit the phone company?
Now, suppose I were to take, say, $500 or $600 from each one.
Welcome to the Christmas Club.
And then to come home and find this Santa.
It's Christmas Eve, and we just busted Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas.
You're not getting much.
Oh, don't worry.
Excuse me. Hello. Welcome to the Christmas Club.
Not what you'd call your everyday type M.O., is it, Sergeant? Would you call it that?
Well, I gotta admit, he's enterprising, Captain. I mean, 3 banks in 4 hours. That's some kind of a record, isn't it?
If you'll pardon my saying so, Crowley, I don't think you're entirely in the spirit of the thing here.
Well, what I meant, Captain...
What we have here is a little old man in a Santa Claus suit knocking over banks. Now, that's the way folk heroes are born. And that's what we're going to have on our hands unless you take that thing that you sit on, get it down to that bank, and solve this problem now.
Yes, sir, right away.
Be grateful, Sergeant. You know what they expect me to do?
What's that, sir?
They want a feasibility report so they can turn it down. They expect me to go through... Me? It's your unit.
Captain, I want you to understand that I'm no,
Take it. It's all yours. The bank first, then this.
Bust Santa Claus. Yes, sir, right away. You mean that this is his first time out? This hotshot just jumps out of nowhere. You really believe it? This is Sergeant Pepper Anderson. This is Special Agent...
Ted, how nice to see you. So what do you think, Ted? Could all this be one guy?
Well, it almost has to be, if you can believe the eye-wits. He leaves in a hurry, and he seems to leave alone. We'll be working together on this, won't we?
All the way. You want to go to a party with us tonight?
Great.
What? McKnight's party. Didn't he say Friday night? This is Friday.
It's next Friday. So where's the note?
Oh, well, that's an interesting point. It's written on a letterhead. Acme Door and Hardware, St. Louis.
A hold-up note on a letterhead?
Don't trouble yourself. Our field office says that firm went out of business in 1947.
So can we have a look at it?
At the note? Sorry, he seems to have taken it along.
Little old man.
Well, not so little, actually. He's about 5'11", Caucasian, portly, with crinkly eyes.
Well, that narrows it down.
You said he left in a hurry. How, up the chimney?
Banks don't have chimneys these days, old sport. Perhaps you've noticed.
Well, actually, I'm fussy about those kind of details. You know, this is why I love working with you FBI guys. You're all so full of info, you know what I mean?
Well, then I guess I should tell you that he caught a number 120 bus right outside the door here.
He what?
Why take the Bureau's word for it, Crowley? Check it out yourself.
A city bus for a getaway car?
Look, whatever you can tell us about him will help.
Well, that depends. If it's the fellow I think it is, he got right off again.
Where?
Well, let's see. Must have been the very next light. I caught a red, sure. That's what happened.
Would you know where he went?
Yeah. If it's the fellow I'm thinking of, he went into a bank.
Wait a minute, now, you were going south. That would be the California National.
You keep saying if.
Don't know why. There's only one Santa Claus.
California National. They didn't get hit, did they?
No. He just asked me to change some bills. He had a bunch of small ones, asked for hundreds.
Weren't new bills by any chance?
I presume you mean the hundreds. No. If you're hoping for consecutive numbers, I'm sorry. They were random.
Figures. You remember what he looked like?
I remember his eyes. They were, unusual.
Unusual in what way? I mean, what do you mean?
They twinkled, actually. He had one $20 bill left over, and he gave it to me. I told him I can't accept tips. He smiled and said, "What about Christmas presents?"
Well, he's no fool. He can spend those hundreds anywhere.
Right. The lost art of conversation. You're absolutely right about that, Harry. Because listening is an art. Simply listening. You know? Of course, you know all about those things, Harry. That's why I value your opinion. A pearl pendant for Mrs. Belusia. How about it, huh? Suit her personality? Come on, one way or the other. Out with it. Oh, Harry, with a vagueness like that, you'd have a great future in politics. Did you ever think of running? Did you ever think? Oh, don't. It'll ruin all your chances. Let's see, Mrs. Volusia. Will you look at that? Will you look at all the work I still have to do? Thank goodness it only happens once a year. Be generous. It's Christmas.
Well, I'm working on it, Captain.
I have a smoking teletype.
Raising a bar?
That tells us our Santa has struck again.
Oh, that's great. I needed that.
Department of Water and Power this time, and he has a pattern.
Yeah?
A good pattern. You know how he worked it? The 102 bus, see? Cleverly marked in red. All the banks are on the one line. 1, 2, 3. Hits a bank, catches a bus. Hits a bank, catches a bus. 3 banks in 4 hours.
So where is he now?
As of 26 minutes ago, he was right here. So if he follows the pattern, all we have to do is sit and wait.
Gonna be that easy, huh?
Who says it's only the thought that counts?
Really? Does it take 3 of you not to watch this machine?
Well, I was watching them, actually.
Pepper, listen, where did you get that pattern? How'd you come up with that?
We are supposed to cooperate with the Bureau.
Ted Felton?
You had your nose stuck in all those books.
Oh, well, that's a lot of fun. You talk like I got a choice.
So what's wrong with Ted? I mean, somebody had to get on it, Sergeant.
Well, then get on it, Sergeant. I mean, I'm assigning it to you. To you. Now, I don't want to hear about this dude. I don't want to bother with him. Just come up. Listen, you just bring me in Santa Claus, okay? I got work to do.
Oh, bring me in Santa Claus. Now, that's what I call the Christmas spirit.
211, Department of Water and Power. There it is. Santa Claus, 1600 block Monroe. Give me the map.
Sure.
Oh.
All right, so he started here, so he's here. So he's here. Got the 21 bus line north to, what's north of here, Joe?
Well, DWP has an office on 6th Street, 2800 block.
So, can we do it? Can we get there before he does?
Y51.
Well, Y51, go ahead.
Well, the 21 bus just came and went, and no Santa Claus.
Well, let's see then. The next one is due in 15 minutes. Keep an eye out.
Tell me, friend, did you ever think of working that place in there?
You're kidding? Hey, they won't give me a nickel, man. Them people in there's paying the bills.
Look, I'm in the same business myself. I'm going to tell you something funny about those people in there. They have got to find something to do with the change. You dig?
12Y51.
Yes, go ahead.
Something's happening out here.
Got you, 12Y52. I see him. May I help you?
Oh, definitely.
What's he doing, G2 in the joint?
It isn't right, Joe. That's not his M.O. It just can't be.
6 Adam 18 and all units in the vicinity of 211 silent at the DWP 2800 block 6. Code 2.
6 Adam 18 responding. We're right on it.
6 Adam 18, roger.
What's the matter? What's happened? They blew him.
Grab him! Stop him! Somebody stop him! Him! Him right there! No, not him! The other man!
What other man? I'll take this one, you take that one. Crowley's gonna love this.
It's gonna be easy, huh? Just sit and wait.
It was such a clear pattern, Bill.
That's right. A dummy's pattern.
Okay, so he's not a dummy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you think I'm gonna rub it in, don't you? You think I'm gonna give you a bad time just because you stood there and you watched the suspect pull a 211 right in front of you and then you let him get away. Well, I tell you, just to prove to you what kind of a guy I am, just to show you how you've misjudged me, I'm gonna go back to my paperwork and leave the whole thing in your hands, Sergeant.
Has he seen it yet?
You haven't seen it yet, have you?
You mean this? They tell me this is the best of the bunch. Let's hope it's a good likeness.
What time's the bomb go off?
See, that's what I mean about being misjudged. Now, where are you going?
I'm leaving before you become violent, my friend.
Me
too.
Thank you. Listen, did you think about getting a blow-up of this, maybe?
Yeah.
Say, listen, whatever happened to good old Ted Felton?
DWP is out of his jurisdiction, remember? I'll see if I can get Santa to hit another bank, okay?
Kind of hard to tell anything from that. I mean, that could be anybody.
I know, but even a general resemblance. Early 60s, portly, about 5'11".
There's only one guy I can think of. He's a regular. I don't mean every day, but he always uses the same stock, you know?
To be perfectly honest, I can't really say.
But you did get a good look at the suspect.
It's the strangest thing. I was perfectly calm at the time. I remember him standing right over there. But afterwards, he didn't even have a gun, did he?
Let me ask you this. Can you definitely rule this man out?
No, I can't say that.
And it is possible. What if I brought him in, say, stood him right here?
Tell you what I remember. Quite clearly, in fact. His tie. I could identify that.
Yeah.
So what's he up to?
Comparing prices. He's been doing that on everything.
Hello, Mr. Mims. What'll it be today?
Well, I think a dozen eggs will do it.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
wait. Is that price correct?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mims. It went up just yesterday.
Well, never let up. You better make it half a dozen.
Q. Waldo Mims. Q for Quincy. He's living on $316 a month Social Security and a small pension from a firm in St. Louis. Not the one on the note. He's got $129 in savings, period. So why are we chasing this guy?
But you did say St. Louis.
Bill, this Santa Claus guy, I mean, just so far this week has ripped off, well, almost 5,000 bucks. That poor Mims hasn't got a spare nickel.
Seems mighty strange to me, really.
Could this be him?
Sure. And 600 other guys.
Yeah, okay. I can see I'm asking too much of you guys. I mean, why trouble yourselves? Why don't you just write up the report and turn it into Barnes? Maybe that'll improve your standing around here. Or is there something else you maybe can dream up to do?
there's no way we're gonna see in there. All he's got is those two little dinky windows. Really? I guess we better go around the back.
You said the angle was lousy.
Well, ordinarily that's true, but with the agility my partner has here... Are you sure you want to do this?
Well, nobody can say I'm not motivated.
You know, I'd do it myself if I didn't have my lucky break.
I appreciate that, Peter. But I've always wanted to fly.
Just take it easy now, really.
Okay.
For, 12 by 51.
Go ahead.
Pepper, you better get over here right away.
Oh, Joseph, icky poo.
Oh. Look, you're not going to believe this.
I already don't believe it.
No, I mean it. I saw something on the way down.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Mims. Look, I went right past the window, didn't I? I wasn't going to waste it.
Well, what did you see, Quick Eyes?
I saw a Santa Claus suit, and Mims was putting it on.
Hot damn. All of a sudden, he's looking good.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, what the hell is this?
Take a look yourself. See it?
What's the matter with you, Joe?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
See, Mims shows up in a Santa suit, gets on a bus, goes to the florist, buys that bouquet of flowers, gets on another bus, and gets off here.
So what? That's not exactly a bank or anything over there. It looks like a bunch of rooming houses.
See, now that's an astute observation. That's why he's running things and we're a bunch of peons.
Hey, hey, hey.
Well, I suppose that tells us something.
Well, what is he going to do, rip her off? Huh?
Yeah, really. She's got money written all over her.
You never know about those little old ladies. Sometimes they might have 30,000 to the mattress.
I just saw him go through that door in there.
Are you sure?
How many Santa Clauses we got working the building?
Wait a minute. It's my turn to kick the door.
No. You last week, you kicked the door. Don't you remember that?
He kicked it.
Hold it right there.
Something I can do for you?
Oh, boy.
What am I doing here?
We're police officers.
Police! Oh, my conscience. I thought it was a stick-up. You know, not meaning any offense, but look at the two of them.
Santa.
How'd you get in here, Mr. Mims?
Oh, you know my name. Well, that's reassuring. The local fuzz is on the ball.
You slipped the lock.
What, that old thing? Well, I could whistle that open. No, I used to be a locksmith.
Then you admit you broke in.
Well, yes.
Okay, that's it. Let's go.
Take your bag.
Oh my God. She's back early.
Who?
The lady who lives here. Well, you're not going to like this, but we're going to have to go down that fire escape right now.
Like hell. Come on, Mims.
There is no time to discuss it. She'll be here any second.
So what?
Use your eyes, will you, woman? What you're looking at is charity.
I mean, you did all this?
Yes. And if Mrs. Velusia finds out about it, she'll be horrified to the core. Don't you understand? This is the one way to help her that she cannot refuse. Please, she'll be here any moment.
This turkey talks like he's out of his gourd.
She's a proud and spirited woman trying to live on her Social Security check, which everybody knows is impossible. She has nothing for herself. You can see that. Please, can we start?
We're not going out the window. Now, when we leave, we're going by the front door.
Here. You see that? It's cat food. She's 76 years of age, and this is what she has to eat to stay alive. Twice a week. That's all she can afford.
Bill, there's a lady coming up the steps now.
What are you, the Easter Bunny?
You know, you're being very unreasonable. I have receipts for every single article I brought into that room.
You're gonna have to come up with them, too. I guess you know that.
You still haven't answered the question, Mr. Mims.
3 banks in 4 hours, and then 3 of those
Department of Water and Power offices.
Yeah. I don't see how a man could move that fast. A 23-year-old kid couldn't do it. And look at me, I'm 73.
Where'd you get the money for all these gifts?
Oh, I have resources.
Yeah, I know, $3.16 a month.
We're gonna have to take a look at those receipts and see what they add up to.
You know, we really are an extravagant nation, are we not? You know, if anything gets the least bit shabby, whoopee, we throw it away. And, you know, people get shabby, too. Anything over 65 gets junked.
Did you pull the job, Mr. Mims?
You're telling us that you did it.
Oh, I don't know. No, you see, it is not my job to answer questions like that. That's your job.
Mine.
That's what we pay you for, isn't it? Huh? We, the taxpayers?
You see how it's gonna be.
Mr. Mims, let's knock off the chit-chat. Time is pretty valuable around here.
Oh, sure. I can understand that.
She's serious, Mr. Mims.
Oh, she is. All right, then, let's all get serious. Did you have a warrant when you came busting into that room there? Did you identify yourself and announce your intentions? Did you read me my rights before you took me into custody? You have a case. File it. File it now or let me go, because if you try to hassle me, with 48 hours in the bucket, I'll write a 181 on you that'll melt you right down to the ground. And you too, Sergeant Crawley. You and those hinky-looking dudes you brought into that room. I'll go right on from there into false arrest, malicious prosecution, and everything else that applies. No hard feelings, I hope.
Well, we were holding our own in there. I'd say it came out about 50-50. Gonna behave yourself now?
Certainly not.
Bet you don't have that feasibility report either.
Oh, boy.
Now then, Sergeant, I find I'm confused. The manager said something about a commotion, but...
Yes, we got word that there was a prowler in the building.
Ah, I see.
A prowler? In this room.
Well, I guess there was. My dear, I don't care how tough you are. It's hard to keep going sometimes. When there's but one check a month and only 4 walls, you can get the feeling, especially at night, the feeling that no one on this earth really knows you're alive, much less cares. And then to come home and find this Santa, this, wherever he is, or perhaps she. Well, who knows what I might have come to otherwise. But there's no doubt about it, Sergeant. And I mean this. He's gotten me through the last 3 years.
3 years he's been doing this? Okay, that's our answer. Now we got it.
How'd you figure that?
He's got a pattern. Then he breaks the pattern. It's okay. It's all right there in the computer. We just have to go dig it out. Look, older people got habits, deep ingrained habits. We just use it against them.
Just like that.
Well, no, not just like that, but it's all there, Pep. It's all there right in the computer. All we got to do is dig it out and wait for him to come to us.
If he's been at this for 3 years, how come we only found out about it now?
Right. You know, I'm glad you asked me that, Pete, because that shows interest, and interest shows motivation. So you two get down and stand in the computer line. I want you to punch in everything we know, age, MO, the whole business. When you get the right answer, come back. I'll be right here. Let's hope, kid.
I see a young man getting off, a woman, 2 kids, no Mims.
You shaking your head?
It just bothers me.
Why? Because he's giving the loot away? Oh, fine. Merry Christmas and all that. Except first he steals it.
I know.
Okay, then.
I wonder how many he's got on his list. How many hungry old people like Mrs. Volusia.
What's the difference?
Just suppose, right now, today, we catch him dead bang.
Well, then we'll be looking good for a change.
And suppose he's got, maybe he's still got like 5 old ladies to go. What happens to them?
Oh, boy, you're really going to give me trouble, aren't you? Huh?
What happens to them, Bill? There, Bill. You weren't there to see the look on her face, to hear the emotion in her voice. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Do you think I'm going to get a kick out of busting this guy? I mean, do you think I really want to grab some old guy like that off the street and then throw him in the jail? I mean, there are a lot of rotten people in that jail.
But don't you think this is just a little different? I mean, this time, this one man is just a little tiny bit more human than the usual scum we run into.
Listen, let's get something straight, Pepper. I mean, suppose he turns around right now and he pulls a heist. Suppose we see him and catch him dirty. I mean, now what are you going to do?
Bust him. That's what I'm going to do, bust him.
I don't think I believe you.
What?
Well, what do you expect me to believe? Pepper.
Mims. Where is he? Where is he?
We lost him. That's great.
Losing a suspect. That's no big deal, Sergeant. Happens all the time. Sure. Happens to me. Everybody does it, right?
That's right, Captain.
What time would you say it was when you last saw him?
2:30.
2:30. Well, he shouldn't be too hard to locate. Why don't you run on down to the phone company?
The what?
Phone company. At 2:46, he was at the Melrose office. At 3:19, the Lake Street office. And just about 10 minutes ago, he was at 6th and Main, where he cleaned out the Central office.
He hit the phone company?
Yes, that's right. But I'm a grown man. And a grown man shouldn't let a little thing like that bother him.
We're in trouble.
Trouble? No, Sergeant. You two, Anderson, you're not in trouble. You're our top unit. You had the suspect under close surveillance. And he pulled off 3 robberies right under your nose. 3. Nah, you're not in trouble. Except with me and the chief. And now the phone company.
Good morning.
Snow would be nice.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas.
Please, I don't want to see one.
Oh, come on, Pep. Don't be that way. It's Christmas Eve.
This hour of the morning, to me, it's just another work day, far as I'm concerned.
Moody on Christmas, Pepper. That's not nice.
What do you know? It's us.
What is?
Joe had an idea, so we fed it into the computer. It's Christmas Eve, right? The way it looks is Mims always saves one last shot for Christmas Eve. The thing is, where or when can we predict it?
Mims. Pattern established. Final operation December 24 corresponds to location number 4. Initial day of operation. Who wrote this? The lawyer?
The computer. Come on, read the rest of it.
Pattern projection based on operations previous indicates California National Bank, 5th and Union.
That's it then, California National, 5th and Union. I think we got it.
What are you talking about?
I keep telling you that older people are creatures of habit, right? California National. Remember the teller, the guy kept talking about Mims's eyes, how they twinkled and all?
Yes, I know. So he exchanged some money there. So what?
But that's the pattern, babe. Today goes back and he knocks it off.
Today, it's Christmas Eve.
I think we got it.
You know what? I think so, too.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Come on.
This is 12 Y 52. Bill, he just split. His ETA is about 3 minutes to your location.
Okay, 52, we read you. Well, how about that? Let's go.
You're reasonably certain that there won't be any shooting.
He isn't armed, Mr. Summers. He just uses that note.
Still, I don't know. Just letting him walk in here like that. What if there's trouble?
I can assure you we're not going to attempt anything in here. And we have men outside. We'll let him go outside with the cash, and then we'll grab him there.
Well, all right. I'm sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah, Pete.
He's coming in the bank.
Listen, we can cover the other exit from here, so everything's cool.
Okay. Yeah, Bill.
Mims just got wine. Looks like his wandering days are just about over.
All right.
This is your boss. You should be feeling pretty good right now.
Just make sure you put the cuffs on him. Count me out.
Thank you, and a Merry Christmas. May I help you?
Sure may. Well, I'm afraid I must have lost my withdrawal slip. I'm sorry.
You forgot the note. You forgot the note.
Well, sit tight. He'll write another one.
These are the little old guys I've got to get superstitious. Jeez, how can you forget the note? How can you do a thing like that?
Well, don't take it personally.
What, 52? He's coming out.
What?
I said let him walk. He forgot the note. The old thing forgot his note.
What did he say? The old dink forgot the note.
That's the second time he's transferred. He's not going home. He's going the other way.
Listen, you guys dog him. I know I should talk, but just don't lose him, you hear me?
We got you, William.
What's the matter? He got away, didn't he?
The note. Bill, if he forgot it...
Yeah? What?
Well, if he forgot it, it could still be in his room, couldn't it?
You know, it just could be. We'd never get a warrant, though. It's Christmas Eve. Who could find a judge on Christmas Eve? Even if we could, he wouldn't talk business.
Well, then we'll just have to wait till next year, won't we?
I'll find the judge.
That must be his wife. Wonder what happened to her.
You suppose there ain't any kids?
No, there'd be pictures.
Lieutenant Q.W. Mims. He was a flyer in the First World War.
Look at this. Remember in Mrs. Volusia's room, the day we busted him? He had 3 names to go.
Looks like we kind of lost our schedule.
36 names here altogether. Look. He's all through. Everything's crossed off the list.
So what's with the California National Bank?
Yeah, what?
That's the third bus that went by. What's he waiting for? Not gonna believe what you're getting ready to tell him.
Yeah, sure.
That's right, Bill. That's just what I'm saying. A chauffeur-driven, white convertible Rolls Royce. How about that, huh?
Pete, what'd you expect? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Just stay away, will you?
Creature of habit, huh?
Yeah, you just keep digging.
Well, there's no note.
Just dig a little deeper, Pepper. It's gotta be here somewhere.
Scrooge!
Waldo's done it to us. I think he's licked us.
Well, 12 by 50.
12 by 50. 12 by 50.
It's Pepper.
Well, Pep, we ran a check on the plates, and the Rolls is rented. He's down here at the wholesale market now, filling it up with food baskets.
How's he paying for it?
A very good question.
Check it out. See what you can find.
You know what I keep thinking about? As a kid, I read a story called The Purloined Letter, where this guy takes a letter and he puts it on a mantle right in front of plain sight. Tells the other guy it's hidden. But it was always there, right in plain sight.
I've looked everywhere, so have you. Can't even find a cat.
Like I said, I think we're just kidding ourselves.
It's just an idea. Oh, no.
That's what I call hard evidence. Okay. That's the ball game. Let's go pick him up.
You gonna love this, Billy.
Are they inside?
Yep.
Okay, you guys want to take the back? Let's go.
There you are. Happy Christmas.
God bless you.
God bless you, dear. And here you are, sir. Merry Christmas.
Yes, yes, sir. The same to you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, dear.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas to you, my dear. And a Merry Christmas to you also. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, darling. Merry Christmas, sir. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, dear. And a Merry... So, I did leave it at home. Hmm?
Would you like to step outside with us, please?
It's beautiful, man. It's Christmas Eve, and we just busted Santa Claus.
Right over here, Mr. Mims.
Oh, please, Sergeant, why not a little style? Huh? After all, it's paid for until midnight.
Now, you see...
Right, Mr. Mims, come on.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, why not?
Good, good. Justin, will you give me those gifts? This is a quaint little custom, you know, matching with sail cups. After all, it's the season. Sergeant, that's yours. You, my dear?
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mims, I can't accept this.
Oh, it's paid for with good, honest money.
Bill, you're not going to say no to Santa Claus, are you?
That's not the point, Pete. You know the rules.
Bill, it's Christmas Eve.
Thank you, Mr. Mims.
Good, good. And gentlemen, here are yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mims.
Thank you, Mr. Mims, and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to both of you.
Pete, would you get my car back to the garage, please?
No, and... Oh, about the car. It really was a necessity. If these people didn't think I was very wealthy, they wouldn't have accepted the gifts. And it was kind of you not to blow my cover. Now I can come back again next year.
Next year?
Yes. Oh, my dear. What jury would convict a nice little old man like me, huh?
Fifth in my injustice.
Merry Christmas, Waldo.
Merry Christmas.
Round and round, like a living roulette wheel. What'd you say your name was again, honey?
Stop it! Let go!
What's the problem?
They're trying to rape me, man!
It was the same during the war. To suspect the traitors, red paint like blood on windows, doors. I don't like it.
All right, now move.
Well, okay, fine. All right, Pete, but listen, if you and Joe aren't here by 8 o'clock, we eat without you. 8 o'clock sharp. Ready or not? That ought to do it. I missed the punchline.
Oh, you were the punchline. I'm just telling Lance about your graduation ceremony from the academy.
Oh. I picked up my certificate, gave a snappy salute, spun around and fell flat on my butt. And... well, it was a riot. I won't forget. He won't let me forget it, this creep. Wasn't that funny?
It was hysterical.
Something smells good in that kitchen.
Well, I hope so. It's baked ham and hoe cakes. His mom taught me how to make them.
Rookie, have you got your first assignment yet?
Oh, yeah, Bill. See, the brass decided before promoting me to lieutenant that I should start out on a little bit of foot duty first. So the first thing Monday morning, I'll be walking Webster Heights with a guy named Mike Hershey. He's been walking that beat for 20 years. So I should learn a lot from him. You guys know him?
Hershey, no, I don't think so. But I know Webster Heights. And ethnic purity's running pretty high down there since that school thing started.
You be careful, you hear me?
Pepper, Mom sure taught you good. Don't worry, I'll be careful.
If she were alive today, she'd really be proud of you, Lance.
How about a toast to that special lady?
A toast to Gail Johnson, one of the first policewomen in the department. My teacher, a lot of the times. My inspiration, in fact. But most of all, to a great lady.
Come on, baby, shake it! Shake it! Round and round, like a little roulette wheel. What'd you say your name was again, honey? Oh, man, can't you do nothing but giggle? She sure can move it. Yeah. And for that, she gets the door prize. I'll put it, honey. You like? She likes.
He probably ripped it off.
He did.
Tony, do you have to keep bringing him up here? He spooks me.
Okay, no. Hey, promise him Tony boy, okay? Hey, now look, tomorrow morning after you get out of church, you know what we're gonna do?
I gotta drive to San Diego to see my folks, remember? I promised them after they moved once a week.
Oh, you'll be back Tuesday.
Yeah, my boss's Mondays are kind of slow anyhow.
Well, that means we gotta make up for lost time, right?
Tony, can't you get rid of them?
Hey, come on, baby. We're the only two here.
Okay, remember, whenever you need us, we'll be around, all right? Take it easy. Well, the score so far is 6-all.
What?
Well, we've been in 12 stores so far. I got 6 nice smiles and 6 no smiles.
You know something, Johnson? That idea of yours about going in and saying hello to everybody is for the birds.
It's right out the manual, Hershey. First day on a new beat, introduce yourself.
I thought you were going to college these days. What are you studying for? Chief of sanitation? Lose yourself in Palu, okay?
Well, we get less and less smiles for every foot we walk.
Well, if you just keep on smiling, eventually the whole world will smile with you.
Oh, a philosopher, too, huh? Have fun.
Yeah.
Why don't you go down and check out the rest of the stores in the block? I gotta go in there and have a little talk with a friendly.
Hey, I'd like to get in on that.
Oh, no. You won't talk in front of anybody else. So why don't you go ahead and I'll meet you at the call box, okay?
Okay.
Hey, look, you guys. Our new neighborhood cop. Carry me back to old Virginia.
I just wanted to drop in and say hi. Name's Lance Johnson.
I'm Adamus Staros, Officer Johnson. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Thanks a lot.
This is my friend, Henry Carrell. Tries to beat me a gin when I take a break. Tries.
Good to meet you, Mr. Carroll.
Larry, this is Officer Johnson, new on the beat. This is my son, Larry.
Hey, good to meet you, Larry.
Goes to medical school.
That's pre-med, Pop. I'm a freshman over at City.
Hey, well, you're on your way, man.
Right. A few years from now, I get a headache. All I got to do is call my kid at the hospital, and he will say,
take an aspirin.
Hey, it's been good meeting you both. And you too, Mr. Carroll.
Lance.
Hi, Pepper.
How's it going?
Hey, great. Except for the old tootsies, like Mom used to say. But I think they'll make it.
Is Hersey a good partner?
Yeah, he's a real good guy.
He better be.
Eat your hearts out. Now, what did I do to deserve all this?
I'm a pushover for auspicious debuts. Sue me. Now, don't baby those tootsies.
Okay.
Hold it. Hey, what'd you bring me here for?
There's a Rolls Royce we want to show you. Right, guys?
Right.
Yeah.
What, that thing? Look, I'm not in the mood now, you know? But if you have some grass lewds, you know.
Hey, Larry. What's this, night class, man?
Just once a week. Listen, this has got to be your 10th day on the beat.
No, 8th day. I started last Monday.
Well, you still haven't been in for a cup of coffee yet, and my father's starting to get his feelings hurt.
Well, maybe I can come in tomorrow night, all right?
You've got it.
problem?
They're trying to rape me, man! And they're dumb jalopy!
All right, you three, palms down on the hood of the car. Come on, move it, move it.
Come on, man. Get up against that car.
Okay, now what happened?
Hey, what do you mean, what happened?
Now, you said these guys tried to rape you.
Hey, man, how long you been a cop? Can't you see I was just shucking you?
All right, now get out of here. All right, turn around. Slow. What's your name?
Frank and Palu.
And you?
Tony Yano.
And yours?
Jonas. Maury Jonas.
You three live around here?
Where do you think we live? Sierra Vista?
No, okay, you live here. But this is my neighborhood now, too. I'm going to spend 8 to 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. So we might as well start off on the right foot. Now shove off.
What did you do to him? What did you do? Call for an ambulance.
We called an ambulance. 14A43. Beat officer down in the alley, west of Haskell.
There is one of them. Jonas!
Hey, man!
I don't care about you. I know the other. Yano and Palu. Tony Yano, Frank and Palu. He's such a nice boy. He was in my shop.
Yeah, listen, have we got any ABC violations on that bar?
Dr. Frank Luskin, please report to the information desk.
You sure the owner's reliable? That's the way we go then.
Dr. Mike Besser.
Okay, Captain. Thanks.
Third floor, please.
Yeah, we hope so, too. How is he?
He's still in a coma. They found a blood clot on the brain. They're going to have to operate, but they don't know if it's safe yet or not.
Dr. Robert Crone, please call the nurse's station.
Did you get through to Parks?
Yeah. IED's into this thing. Lance's partner claimed he went in to have a meeting with an informant. The bar owner said he came in for a drink, that he's a steady customer.
We're on this.
We're on it. I'm gonna call Pete and Joe.
I told you.
I know. But you tell us again, Jonas.
I was there, in that alley, flirting with some tramp, yeah. So what? Wasn't me touched the cop, sent him against the telephone pole.
Well, who did? Yano? And Palu? Who?
I don't know.
That's very strange. You were there. How come you don't know?
I was on my bike. It was dark. They were standing in front of me, and both of them were swinging, but I don't know who sent him
Against the pole? Hmm? Well, where are they? Do you know that?
No.
Tony Yano has a girlfriend, one Lisa Vilno. Where is she?
San Diego. She goes weekends. Well, maybe she's back by now.
Look, Sergeant Anderson, I just got back from San Diego. The freeway traffic was really heavy. I've got to get to work.
Yes, well, I understand all that. I'll only take a few minutes of your time. Now, Miss Vilno, when was the last time you saw Tony Yano?
Saturday night.
Where?
We went to a drive-in movie, us and some friends.
And Palu and Jonas, right?
Well, you seem to know.
With a couple of girls?
One girl and Palu's.
Have you seen or heard from Tony Yano since then?
I said it. I just got in, and I didn't know he was involved in any kind of trouble till right now.
I'd like to talk to the other girl and Palu's date. Saturday night.
Sergeant Anderson, I don't know her name. I swear that to you. She was a pickup. She was a one-night stand. And besides, nobody who goes out with that baboon goes out with him more than once. Look, it's getting late. My boss is...
All right. I've asked my questions. You've answered them.
From what I hear, that cop tripped and banged his head. Nobody pushed him.
And who did we hear that from?
Look, if you don't mind, Investigator Stiles, I've got to get my kid to school. Private school.
We want to thank you, Mr. Tarash, for identifying the assailants.
I only did what I had to do. And, I'm sorry about the officer. I pray for him.
We all are.
How is he?
He's critical, still unconscious.
Mr. Tarash, Larry, we'd like to know if you have any idea where they might be.
Yano and Palu? No, we don't know. And it's your job to find them, not ours. Am I correct?
Well, yes, but you will get in touch with us if you hear anything. Please? Larry, okay?
Sure, Sergeant Anderson.
You know the boys.
We all went to school together. Me and them. Yano's girlfriend, Lisa.
Lisa Vilno?
That's right.
All of you, if you get any information, we'd like it passed on to us. You understand?
Sergeant Crowley and Anderson, it's better you go now. I have a business here. My son has to help me and then go to school, so please.
Thanks again for yesterday. You might have saved his life.
Thanks.
Frank and Palu's mother?
Yes, sir.
No, I have not seen her for 2, maybe 3 years. I want to apologize for the way some of these people here are treating all of this. Not caring that an officer lies in a hospital, hurt.
Excuse me, Mr. Yano. I'm sorry to trouble you. Sergeant Crowley with the police department. I'd like to talk to you about your son.
If we knew where our Tony was, we wouldn't be here begging for his safety, Sergeant. Please leave us alone.
Dr. Escobar, ready chest, please. Dr. Escobar, ready chest.
Pepper?
Any word?
Well, Bill's checking on it now. And that operation took over 7 hours.
Talked to Parks a little while ago. The Jonas kid read it out.
He what?
Neighborhood lawyer swung it. Cost about $1,000. From what we hear, his parents and some of the neighbors got the money together.
Great. People scream for law and order, then when we show up, half of them spit in our face.
Dr. Burroughs, please call 125 West. Dr. Burroughs, please call 125 West. Dr. Burroughs.
How'd it go, Bill?
They don't know yet. He,
May not make it.
So I sneak into this graduate class, and the doctor, Zilicic, he's Polish, but he sounds just like Uncle Vigo, you know? The most important gland in the endocrine system is the pituitary gland, otherwise known as the hypophysis. What's the matter, Pop?
Nothing. Nothing's the matter. Except yesterday we were down to only 30 customers. 30. And today, all day, how many? 19. Why, Larry? Why? When I only did what was right to do.
Pop. Pop, these things pass. Do you know what Mark Twain said once?
Who?
The great American humorist.
Yeah.
He said when angry, count 4. When very angry, count 4 and swear. So come on. Loosen up, swear a lot. Then wait and see. They'll all be back, business as usual. Pop?
Okay. You're the smart one. I'll swear. 1, 2. This is stupid.
Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it!
What is it, Pop?
It was the same in my village during the war. To suspect the traitors, red paint like blood on windows, doors, even on people. Their bodies, their hair. I don't like this, Larry. I don't like it.
Sergeant Sanderson and Crowley. Why don't we call them?
No, it's too late now. Yeah, tomorrow morning I will call.
I'm gonna clean that off, Pop.
No. I'll take care. You go up to bed. Albia.
Hello? What is it, Bill? Is it Lance? What? Oh, no.
3858, okay, 7.
All right, what do you got?
There's no signs of attempted robbery. The assailant obviously broke into a rear transom.
Neighbors said they heard a motorcycle stop about a block from here around 3:15, then split about 10, 11 minutes later. Let's go.
All the preliminaries done?
Yeah, but I can't get the father away from the son.
Mr. Tarash, please, Mr. Tarash.
I was asleep upstairs. I heard the noise. Thought it was the cat. Heard another noise. Came downstairs, like my Larry did before me. He was here. Like this.
That's right.
Sleep. Sleep, sleep, my boy. Dream of your mama. Of her smile when she'd see you.
Remember?
Get away from my boy!
Please, Mr. Tarish. It has to be done this way.
Check your light out, Mr. Tarish.
I'll stay with him for a while.
Pete? Joe, drag that Jonas kid out of bed and bring him in again. And if he's not in bed, then you find him.
Maury who?
Jonas. Maury Jonas.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, well, he's involved in this case we're working on. See, we questioned him again this morning. He told us that this man Impalo, Frank Impalo, was hiding out here in your place. You recognize this guy?
Impalo, is that his name?
Impalo.
He told me his name was Frank Brown. That's what Ross thought it was, too. Come in, won't you sit down? Have a cup of coffee. Say, the first night he moved here, he went right from room 7 to the room of mirrors, as I call it. That's Roz's room. Pardon me, Rosalinda Bonebright.
Excuse me, who is Rosalinda Bonebright?
Oh, she's a long-standing tenant here. Must be pushing 50, either end. And rich. She knows this is the kind of place she can find herself young studs by the barrel. And this last one was this Brown or Impalo or whatever you want to call him. You like cookies. I love them. I'll get you one.
Are either one of them here now?
No. She told me that they were going on a little trippy about an hour ago.
Did she say where?
Oh, I don't know. North, south, east, or west. If I was a compass, her little trippies would drive me cuckoo. All I know is they left for somewhere in her car.
What kind of a car does she drive?
Oh, I don't know. One of those English big jobs. You'll have to ask one of the other tenants.
My son, you didn't really know him.
No.
He was such a beautiful boy. Such a beautiful boy.
Mr. Tarish, you can't go on like this. You've got to try to get some rest. Now, please.
I can't.
Come on.
I can't.
Yes, you can try. Come on.
You didn't know my boy.
I can't imagine what it's like losing a child. It's one of the hardest things about being a cop is seeing children die.
I wish it would have been. I wish it would have been me.
If it had, what would you want for Larry? To go on living, right? Wherever he is, that's what he wants, for you to go on living.
First my wife, now my boy.
How's Tarash?
Much better when I left him.
Good. Listen, the Impalo kid.
Yeah, Pete told me.
Yeah?
He left this morning with a woman. Does it check out?
It checks out with her MO regarding young male Caucasians, yeah. We put out a broadcast on the car, nothing on him yet, but I got this from intelligence. 3 years ago, Mrs. Erna Impalo, age 36, divorcee, suffered a nervous breakdown. Was admitted to the Goodvale State Sanitarium under her maiden name, Spoller. One day, about a year later, she phoned her son, Francis, asked him to come visit her. He arrived, they got into an argument in her room. He hit her several times, then ran. That night, the woman committed suicide.
Frank. Well, that's Frank Impalo. Why didn't any of this show up in his juvenile jacket?
Because it was filed under her maiden name, Spoller, not Impalo.
Pepper?
Yeah.
Bill? They want us at the hospital. Lance.
Well,
And may God give him a merciful judgment and forgive all his sins. And may Christ, the Good Shepherd, lead him safely home to be with God our Father. And may he be happy forever with all the saints in the presence of the eternal King.
Wait! Before you carry him away from me, from this house of God, let me speak to some of these mourners who've come here to pray for my son. Let me remind you how you helped to kill my boy. No, none of you put the knife into his body, but the one who did. The seeds of a small mind of bigotry, of evil, the seeds of too many of you are in him who did it. And know this, those of you, and you know who, and never forget this. I, Adam Starash, I hate you for all the love and understanding and caring inside him. Inside his soul, I hate you with all of mine. With all my soul!
Mr. Talbot, please.
Pity us, the poor children of Eve. To thee we send up our sighs, mourning, and weeping in this vale of tears. Amen.
Lisa.
This is a church.
Yes.
And I don't intend to answer any of your questions here or anywhere I told you.
I know what you told me. Now what I want to know is, have you seen Tony Yano recently?
No.
Do you know if he was back in the neighborhood the other night, Friday?
No.
Lisa, this is not something...
Look, I can't help you. If I knew anything, I would, but I don't. Listen. It's Frank and Paula you should be after. Because if anybody I know killed Larry, it was him. He's an animal. You ask anybody.
Thank you. Then I went around to where she works, where she used to live with her parents. Talked to about a dozen girls who know her and Yano. Same thing. She's obviously very hung up on the guy.
Well, I'm all for young love. But does she know where he is?
And?
Come on, Pepper, what do you think? I mean, what's your gut instinct?
I just don't know on this one.
Okay. Pete, Joe, put around-the-clock watch on this girl, beginning right now, okay? Yeah, Crowley. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. No, we know how to get there. We'll see you in 20 minutes, Miss Bonebright.
Bonebright, young male Caucasians.
Just back from San Francisco, just flew in. Wants to talk to us about Frankie in Palu.
Now, I don't want you both to think that I normally travel with boys. It's simply that
We are not interested in the ages of your companions, Miss Bonebright.
You're very, rude. Sergeant Snapper, is it?
If you will just answer the questions, we are investigating a murder, not a missing jar of cold cream.
We headed north toward San Francisco in my Bentley. Custom 75, black, sunroof. We made a few stops along the way. And, of course, last night we arrived in Sausalito, a motel. The Bay Arms. Not cheap. This morning, when I woke up, that freak was gone. So was my car, my purse, my credit cards, and my cash. Fortunately, I knew the motel manager, and he gave me the cash to fly back here.
Friday night, you were here together, weren't you? Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
All night. Is there a chance that he might have left at one point?
Look, I'm not a heavy drinker. But that particular night was a vodka night. And I did go into a very deep sleep. He was here when I went to bed, and he was here when I woke up. But in between time, yeah, there's a possibility. He could have left this place. He could have gone out.
Miss Bonebright, did he talk to you about the trouble he was in?
That business about the black cop and being fingered? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he talked a lot about that. With blood in his eyes, my dear.
Hello? Where are you?
A cabin, nobody at home. I guess they use it for weekends. The cops. Lisa, they talk to you again?
Yes.
You say anything?
No, I didn't.
I want you to meet me, baby. Meet me here in a little while. We'll go away together, somewheres, you and me.
But, Tony...
What?
Well, why don't you call the police first and just clear all this up?
Hey, come on. You gotta know it. I can't do anything till they pick up Frankie and get him to confess. And there's that cop still in the hospital, huh? And they aren't exactly gonna treat me too nice. I go walking in there. Now, look, if you don't want to come away with me, well, at least be with me one more time. Come on, Lisa.
She doesn't look like she's going to work to me.
We're on Rayburn approaching Linden.
We'll take Clive.
We'll cut through Clive and meet up with you.
Right.
Okay, we're right behind you, Pete. Looks like she's heading for the freeway, Joe.
It's his eye, bumped it.
I hit my head on it. Dead.
Pete, are you all right?
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, sure you are. Listen, Joe,
Yeah.
Call in for a sheriff's medic, will you, and stay with him, okay?
Yeah, and I'll check and see if there's a chop in the area.
Good. Get that truck out of here, will
12
you?
by
We're
52 to
police
Central.
12 by 52, go ahead.
12 by 52. The ground air support, code 2, in the vicinity of Harvard Boulevard.
To 12 Y50, we've just spotted a green Pinto parked in front of a cabin on Barras Road. Could be it. Repeat, Barras Road.
Tony? Tony!
I'm glad you came.
Yeah, I guess I had to.
Why?
Because I love you. And it's empty without you. Kind of scary.
Why scary? You didn't tell him anything.
That's right.
But you know I was around that night.
Well, so what? You were with me. You didn't kill Larry.
I don't know if I could really trust you. I hate to do this, Lisa. You're really a nice kid. I gotta take care of you now. The way I handled that cop. And Tarish. I thought it was his old man who came down. He's the snitch I was really after. The same flesh and blood. What the hell, huh? Or I'll put this knife right through your liver. Now drop the gun. All right, now move. Come on. All right, get in the car. All right, now move.
Where's Pepper? Isn't she coming?
Yeah, she'll be over a little later. She had to go over to see Mr. Tarash, tell him what happened.
Oh, that was a great son he had. Good kid.
Yeah.
Pete, he okay?
Yeah, Pete's gonna stop by with Joe. Pete wants to match stitches with you.
So I guess the doc told you about me, huh?
No, what?
My left leg. I'm not exactly gonna qualify for the Olympics for the next few months. But as soon as it's moving right again, I've requested to go back on foot duty. Back to the same neighborhood.
Webster Heights?
Yeah?
Man, you're a glutton for punishment.
No, I'm gonna show him what a good cop is. A damn good cop.
With all your charming ways and your simpatico, you just better... you just better stay out of dark alleys.
Jan? I wouldn't have thought him. A good young child, good parents. But you never know.
I saw the for sale sign downstairs.
Yes. I'm going to sell. I can't even walk into the shop anymore.
Let's stay in touch.
I'll remember you. That's how we'll keep in touch, okay?
I have to get to the hospital.
The young officer, he's going to be okay?
Thank God, yes, he'll be all right.
Sergeant Anderson, I want you to know that when you were with me here, that terrible day, that wasn't just a cop sitting here talking to me. That was a woman. Very special woman. And I thank her.
All right, if you do, you'd be deader than that beef that's in the truck.
You couldn't hit the side of a barn without...
Come, ready? Come on.
I already bought a load of beef from them. And quite frankly, the price was right.
So right that it might have been stolen?
So right that with these people, you don't ask questions.
You don't want to cooperate with us, do you?
Police officers, get him up there where I can see him. Come on, let's go. Get him up! Hey, come on.
Good evening, Mr. Markham. You remember me, don't you?
Thorne, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How did you get in here?
Your back door was unlocked.
No, it wasn't.
There's no need for us to argue, Mr. M. This is just a visit.
If you've come to collect, you're wasting your time. I told your boss yesterday. I can't even meet the interest payment this month.
Business is lousy, huh?
Terrible. Take a look yourself.
No need to do that. I'm the bearer of good news.
I'm not borrowing any more money. Not from you people.
Who from them? Let me ask you a question. What's your most expensive item after help?
Beef.
Figure 2,000, 3,000 pounds of beef per month, right?
That's close enough. Why?
Well, I told you I had good news. We can arrange for you to buy all the beef you want. At $1 a pound.
Come on, man, that's impossible.
Nothing's impossible. Think about it, Mr. Markham.
Where's this beef coming from?
From my people. Where else? We have many interests, Mr. M. You know that.
Well, it's a proposition worth considering. I've got to admit that.
Good. You figure out how much beef you can use, then you give me a call. Figure 3 or 4 days for delivery. Right, Mr. M? Nice talking to you, Mr. M.
Ellen, is the commissioner still awake? This is Al Markham. Thank you. Stewart, I'm sorry to bother you at home and at this hour, but this is important. I've just been offered some stolen beef. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, certainly it can wait until you get to your office. I'll see you then.
Hey, look, Al Marham's car is still in the parking lot. Come on, we better check it out.
Come on, Pepper, you've been in there before.
Too many times. But Al Markham, one of the nicest people anybody could ever meet.
Yes, he was.
Decent, honest.
Well, as far as we know, he was honest, yeah. Pepper, that was an execution in there. That was no hit and run. That was no accident.
He's closed down twice in the past 3 years. Everybody knows he was, had heavy financial problems, but don't you think he might have tried to save it with a big loan?
He could have gotten mixed up with a loan shark, sure. But I tell you something, Al had a lot of assets. I think they would have made a strong effort to collect before they'd have killed him. I mean, they just don't work that way. No, there's more to it than that.
Yeah. It's got to be the stolen beef.
Well, you can interview the commissioner, and I want a verbatim report on the content of Markham's telephone call. A couple of bank loans he was making payments on. A lot of red ink. I tell you, if he was in debt to anybody else, he sure didn't write it down anyplace. What about you, Pete? Did you find anything in last year's stuff?
Well, I don't need to be an accountant to figure this one out. What comes in here goes out here.
Well, this is interesting. The phone's not working.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hi. Ray? How are you?
Okay, I guess.
I'm sorry about Al.
He was a good man. The best. Took me right out of college and gave me my first break.
How's his wife doing?
She's in pretty bad shape. Can't quite believe it. But she was not involved in the business, Bill.
I've already told Pepper that if Al had any mob connections, I didn't know about them.
I've been going through those books, Ray. Business wasn't good.
Don't I know? Had to lay people off, close a few of the restaurants for lunch, things like that. But we've had bad times before. It's always come through.
Who's going to be in charge, yeah?
Mrs. Markham asked me to take over. For the time being, at least. I'll do the best I can. Look, if there's nothing else, I've got quite a lot to do. Funeral arrangements and telephoning relatives.
Sure, go ahead. Listen, if we got any questions, we'll get in touch. We'll phone you.
I want you to. Be in touch.
Thanks, Ray. Nothing?
Not yet.
Take a look at this.
What do you got, Joe?
Wire got hooked over the cradle, wouldn't release it.
A bug?
Yeah. This wouldn't be the work of the feds. I'd use a lease line. No, this looks more like something a private investigator would do.
Yeah, but who would have hired him?
Well, whoever was monitoring this thing sure knew about the phone call to the commissioner.
Slide it over.
Hey.
I see you all met with huge success. Hi, Pepper. How about a beer? Yeah, thanks.
I tell you, whoever backed Markham's loan's playing it very close to the chest. We talked to little Jimmy. Now, Jimmy knows every loan shark in this town. Not a word about Markham.
Yeah, maybe that's not the answer.
No, it's the answer. We just haven't come up with the right combination.
Here, I'll take it. Thank you.
What about beef? Isn't that what part of this is all about?
I checked through R&I. Locally, there hasn't been a theft or a hijacking in the last 3 months.
And Bill checked with CII, and he came up with something pretty interesting.
Strangely enough, there's been an upsurge in cattle rustling, especially in Central California.
Really?
Yeah. Anybody here know anything about cattle rustling?
You're not going to believe this.
You're kidding.
Back in Montana?
No, Wyoming. You rustle cattle, right?
I can at least tell you how it was when I was a kid.
But it's got to be a little bit different now, Pep.
Just a little?
Well, it is. Wyoming became a state.
Thanks a lot.
No, I understand today that they rustle, slaughter, dress, and package all in 24 hours.
I do know somebody. Yeah, an old hand in the cattle business. Yeah, he'd know. I could drive up tonight.
Why don't you?
Hey, Pepper, honey! How are you, baby? How are you?
Oh, great, just great. It's so good to see you, so good. Ooh.
Look at her, isn't she beautiful? They tell you that down at Wicked City?
Only the wicked ones like you.
I'll bet.
How's Aunt Helen? I sensed on the phone she wasn't too good.
No, she's not too bad, not too bad. She's just dying to see you. She's been on pins and needles since you phoned. Oh, and watch the tiles now. We're trying to fix this old barn up. We're not getting any help from the landlord, you know, so really watch yourself now, okay? Now I'll come back and I'll get your bags later. Now watch your step.
Okay. You look great.
Yeah, I feel good.
Oh. Oh, Uncle Ben, it's charming.
Well, you can thank your Aunt Helen for that.
Oh, it's just... Pepper. Aunt Helen.
Dear Pepper. Oh, it's so sweet of you to come.
Oh, you look wonderful, beautiful.
Now, you two have a nice visit. I'll go get your bag.
Now, you stop that nonsense about me looking so wonderful. I look awful, and you know it. But I feel better than I look, thank goodness. And that's something.
You know, I don't believe what I smell.
You better believe.
Where is it?
In the kitchen, cooling on the cupboard.
Oh, Helen.
The bluest and the juiciest. I remember a little girl once in Wyoming who used to eat blueberry pies till she got the worst tummy ache imaginable.
They were worth it. Oh, Helen.
Wait a minute, Ray. A toast to our new and profitable association.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to anything.
Well, Ray, since you're here, I assume you're interested in my proposition.
That's correct, Mr. Galloway.
Willie, sit down.
Willie.
Well, how many £1,000 to start?
2?
That's not even a dozen head. I'd suggest 3.
Okay. 3,000 pounds. Dressed. Where do I sign?
Nah, your handshake's good enough for me. I'll be in touch.
It's a pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Willie. Good night.
Night. Monk, take Mr. Roberts back to his restaurant, huh?
Oh, yeah, Gallup. Yeah, 17, 18 head. Yeah, you got it. Yeah. Say, you know, Pepper, you rode that horse real good for a police sergeant.
Well, look who taught me.
Well, that's true enough. He was such a funny little thing. All the skin and bones and eyes. And stubborn.
Determination,
Yeah.
Uncle Ben.
Well, I guess that's the word for it out of the book. You'd fall off 5 or 6 times, climb right back on again. Tears streaming down your eye, and cussing. Never heard a little girl with words like that. Wonder where you learned them.
Well, I could tell you that, too, if you really want to know.
Well, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
You know. But, you know, it was real fun today, just riding for the hell of it. Haven't done that in a long time. You know, riding alone isn't much fun.
How sick is Aunt Helen? I mean, she looks so pale. At dinner, she only said that she had this kidney thing.
Well, now, you know, she'd raised the roof. She knew I was talking about it. But I got to tell somebody, Pepper. You know, she lost that kidney last year.
Hmm?
Well, the one she's got left ain't working so good, and I got to take her down to the hospital once a week. They put her on that machine.
Dialysis?
Yeah, that's it.
That's expensive.
Yeah, and you know, we don't have any insurance to speak of, so I sold that spread we had in Nevada, and we moved here. And there's a little work here and there for an old cowhand, so between that and the money from the place, we get by. Now, don't you look so sad-eyed. Glad to get it off my chest. I feel better. Now, tell me about you. I mean, about your life. What's happening?
Well, I'm still single, if that's what you're wondering.
That's what I mean. Now, look, I promised you a little shooting, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a little shooting. I mean, after that boasting you were doing last night about being in the top 20 of the police department.
That wasn't boasting. It's just a fact.
Oh, I see. Well, what'll it be? Cans or bottles?
Bottles.
Hey, what do you call that? You didn't learn that from me. You couldn't hit the side of a barn with that.
Come, ready?
Well,
Come on.
Well, maybe I ought to try that, huh?
Yeah, here, let me show you. What you...
Oh, come on. Hey.
That was great. Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
With Helen feeling like she was, I didn't want to sit around talking about rustling at dinner, but I need your help, mainly your expertise.
Well, sure, Pepper, but why?
Well, I'm working on a case right now, and our only lead is stolen beef. Now, the crime reports indicate that it's probably cattle rustling. How would a person go about moving stolen cattle these days and not get caught?
Well, now, it seems to me a fella'd find a real big spread, you know, someplace where they run 20, 25,000 head. That way, a couple of dozen wouldn't be missed right away.
Mm-hmm. Well, then where would he go with them? You can't drive a bunch of cattle down the middle of the highway, broad daylight, or at night for that matter.
No. Well, I heard tell a couple of different ways. One way is you put a couple of head in a padded van and you drive it to a secret slaughterhouse. You dress the meat out. You get rid of the hides right away because of the brands. Then you transfer the meat to a refrigerator truck. That's about it.
Sure. Of course. It's very simple. The meat goes to a packing house in some city.
I reckon. What do you do then?
You sell it to whoever uses a lot of beef, like a chain of restaurants, for instance, or a lot of markets.
Is that it? Of course, that'd be kind of a hard operation to track down with all those meat packing houses you got down in your city.
It's a starting point, though.
Yeah. Well, it's getting on to about 3. Better put those horses away and get up to the house. I gotta take Helen down to the hospital this afternoon.
Yeah, I best be getting to.
You'll be coming back real soon now, you hear?
First chance I get, really.
I sure love to see you. And I want to meet this Crowley you keep talking about.
You'll like him.
Get up there. Hey.
Come on, get in that truck.
Hey, cattle. Hey, cattle. Let's go. Here.
Hold it, Maxwell.
What the hell's the matter with you, Fletcher? How you don't even see us?
He didn't even turn his head.
Listen, I know my job, and I'm gonna do it.
You don't have a job. Not with me. Not ever. Here's your money. Get lost.
And that's it. The meat packer's the middleman, and he sells the beef to whoever wants to buy it. Cut rate, of course. He doesn't even have to be a packer. Probably isn't. All he has to have is a packing house to store the meat in. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, where do I start? The California Cattlemen's Association sent me 10 pages of wholesale meat distributors.
Why don't you start at the top of page 1? Here, Joe, catch. You found it. Now, what I want to know is who manufactured it and who purchased it.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. You know, there's no name brand on this thing.
That's why you're going to take it down to the sound lab, and they're going to dismantle it, and then they're going to tell you who manufactured it.
Yeah, okay. All right, little fella. Let's go look into your past life and see what we can come up with.
Well, at the risk of getting a bum steer, I think I'm going to check this list and see if anything's changed hands.
Uncle Ben said that rustlers would probably hit the large ranches where a few missing head of cattle wouldn't be noticed, but I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Well, with the price of beef what it is, I think most ranchers would know exactly how many steers they had.
Sure, they probably go out and count them every few days. Who do you report it to if you come up short of steers?
I'll call CII and have them check out Bakersfield and Fresno.
Yeah, why don't you do that? As soon as you make a fresh pot of coffee.
Why do I always have to make the coffee?
Because you're here.
Thank you, Willie.
It's a pleasure, Ben. You and your men do nice work. So you canned Dolly Maxwell, huh?
He thinks he's Billy the Kid.
So you made an enemy. Better watch your back.
Hey, now that's real smooth. How about another little dollop?
Sure. How's the missus?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine. This is gonna help.
Yeah, well, we got a real good customer now, Ben. I'll need another shipment from you in a week or 10 days, and after that, more, probably on a regular basis. How's that sound to you?
Anything you say, can I use your phone?
Sure, go ahead. You want a little head on it?
No, man. You know, as long as I'm in town, invite somebody to dinner. Yeah, hello. I'd like to speak to Pepper Anderson, please. That's all right. I'll wait.
Hey, how much longer is this going to take?
It's going to take a while. Look, 3,000 pounds is a lot of meat. Just relax, Roberts.
Yeah, I'm trying to, but there's still a couple cops in the place.
Cops?
Yeah, don't worry, they're friends of mine. They come here all the time.
Well, you can say what you want about Elephant having the best memory, but don't compare with a bronc. Hard-nosed, he was called, and rightly so. He knew me, that's a fact, and he hated me, woo! First time I was up, I rode him right to a stop. Nobody'd ever done that before. I think I hurt his pride. So ever after that, no matter what the rodeo was, Madison Square Garden, Pendulum, when I'd go walking by the stalls, he'd start hollering bloody murder. He was cursing at me, that's a fact, and threatening. And I was hoping to draw him again, you know, for another bronc busting contest. Year after year, it just never worked. Never worked.
Folks, a little more coffee or some brandy?
Oh, no, thanks.
Oh, say, I'm sorry, Ray. I got talking here. I didn't realize how late it was.
Don't worry about it, Ben. You folks just stay and talk as long as you like. I got some paperwork to catch up on in the back, so if you need anything, just yell.
Thanks, Ray.
I'll just leave these here.
Sorry. You know, hey, guys, you know, it's 2 o'clock. Ben, I'm a working man.
Can't we just stay till... Let's hear the rest of the story, okay?
Well, anyhow, I was pretty busted up by then, you know, and I figured to quit rodeos altogether, you know. But there was one big one still at Madison Square Garden. You know, I got second in calf roping. I wasn't even expecting that. So I was walking out, going by the stalls, and I hear this big scream. That's right. It was old Hard-Nose. Of course, he was pretty old by then. Must have been about 15, you know. Just a workhorse, wasn't buck horse anymore. Kind of broken up just like your old Uncle Ben. So, anyway, I got up on him. And I'm sitting there in his old sway back. He could hardly move, let alone buck. But he tried. You know what I done? You know what I done? I fell right off him. Well, you never saw a happier horse in all your life. He just laughed. He laughed. Yeah. So I bought him. I bought old Hard-Nose and I took him back to my place. And we kind of hung around together all the time then. Till he died.
You know, you're a sentimental old cowboy. That's what you are.
We got lucky. The bug was purchased 3 or 4 years ago by a company that was obviously a front. Pacific West Security Systems. I went to the address, found out he'd been out of business a year and a half.
That's lucky.
Recognize him?
He looks familiar. Refresh my memory.
Refresh his memory, Pete.
Well, you should remember him. You busted him yourself about 5 years ago.
Sure, William Galloway. He was the middleman in that big hijacking ring, right?
You got it.
Only he took a walk because none of his Confederates would testify against him. This is the bug, huh?
He was Pacific West Security. Intelligence says it was a front for a loan sharking operation.
Don't tell me. Pacific West Security is now Pacific West Meatpackers.
You got it. This is harassment, Crowley, and you know it.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Galloway.
I'm sure you are. I told you before I don't know anything about how Al Markham died.
I'm easy to convince. All you got to do is just give me permission to come in and have a look around.
Get out of here. Go on, get out. You want to look around, get a search warrant.
You know something, friend? I'm going to get you one day. I mean, one day you're going to make a little mistake, and I'm going to be right there.
That's threatening and intimidating, Lieutenant. There are laws against that, you know?
Yeah, well, when you get the State Bar Association to reinstate you, then I'll let you tell me about it. In the meantime, it's Sergeant.
Still? After all these years on the force. How about that?
Can you imagine those turkeys coming in here without a search warrant?
Well, Willie, maybe you better get out of the meat business for a while. What do you think?
Are you crazy? I never saw so much money in an operation. Don't worry. Don't worry. I think we're smart enough to stay ahead of Crowley and the rest of those stumblebums.
Yeah, where we have trouble, though, is Ollie Maxwell.
What do you mean?
Well, he went into business on his own. Between he and Ben Fletcher working both sides of the street. It's bound to bring heat.
Just suppose we get the two of them together one more time.
And?
May the better man emerge victorious. I think that's the expression.
The commissioner read your follow-up report. He thinks it's Galloway, too. He wants us to put a surveillance on him.
He's not going to be moving now.
Why don't you tell the commissioner?
Ray Roberts. He buys a lot of beef. So why don't we get him to buy from Galloway?
Sure, so why not?
Just get off my back.
No, I can't.
Pepper, you don't realize what you're asking
Yes,
me to do.
I do. I know it's tough, but we think Galloway had Al Markham murdered.
Well, what can I do about it?
You can help us. Ray, what we figure is Galloway was pressuring Al Markham into buying stolen beef. We want you to spread the word that you're interested in the same kind of deal.
I already bought a load of beef from them.
How did that come about?
Galloway came in here and told me he and Al had a prior deal. And quite frankly, the price was right.
So right that it might have been stolen?
So right that with these people, you don't ask questions.
You don't want to cooperate with us, do you?
You really think Galloway had Al killed?
I think we'd like to find out.
You'll have to do it without my help, Pepper. I've got a wife and a baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Ben. It's me, Willie. We got trouble.
What kind?
Your old friend, Ollie Maxwell. He rustled a truckload of beef.
And that figures. So what?
So what? So what? It was 50 head. Besides, he's an amateur. He'll get caught. He'll turn over on us in a flat minute. You want to spend 10 years in jail for cattle rustling?
Hey, you know, I just might have a notion.
Yeah? About what?
Well, I know where Maxwell's going first. Might be I could discourage him.
Somebody has to, Ben. We both know that. Now, about that meat.
Oh, you'll get it. You'll get it, Willie.
I knew I could count on you, Ben.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. Well, young lady.
I know. I'm supposed to be sleeping. Doctors. Can't get enough rest in your condition, Miss Fletcher. Now, you gotta understand that. There's only one trouble with all that rest. You know, Ben?
What's that?
Gets to be real tiring. And I don't get to see enough of you as I do when my eyes are not shut. So I miss you that much more.
Now, darling, I see as much as I can.
Don't I know that? There's no husband better than you, Ben Fletcher.
Hey, I wasn't fishing for any compliments.
Happens to be the truth. It also happens that I'm the luckiest woman I've ever known. And don't tell me you don't like a sweet word in your ear.
Hey, I'd like another one of those.
Okay.
Okay. For now.
Who was that on the phone?
Business.
Serious business?
Do I look serious?
You did. A little when I came in.
Routine. Hey, darling, what's the matter?
I was just thinking how there's nothing routine in all those medical bills you've been paying for the last year.
Come on now, I told you. I don't want to hear any more talk about that. You understand?
Dear Pepper. These must have cost her a fortune.
Still the same beautiful, good girl, hmm?
I don't know when I've had a better time in years. All those stories about her cases, 3 men she works with. And she said something about you. Something I thought that I was the only one who saw in you.
I'm getting better looking every year.
It was a lot deeper than that, Ben. She said he gets to be even more of a real man. Kinder, more tender, more loving.
Hey, it's getting about that time. What do you say we go in the bedroom and both of us get some of that famous rest of yours, huh? Hmm? Easy now. You know you're gonna get us all busted. I was just looking in that truck of yours. There ain't a rancher in the whole state ain't gonna miss 50 head.
Don't jump to conclusions, Fletcher. I got that from 5 different spreads.
All right, 50 head in the same county. You know, Galloway was right about you. You're an amateur. When you put that thing down, I'm gonna take your truck.
Like hell you are.
Hello, Helen. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I wish I were. No, I gotta go south instead. Yeah. Well, there's been some big changes. Well, I don't want to talk business with you. I mean, that's just a bore, you know. Hey, how do you feel? Good, real good. No. Maybe I'm catching a little cold, you know, my throat's a little sore. But, you know, I'm fine, I'm all right. Yeah. Well, I guess I better be getting along now. Say, Helen, something I want to say first. I love you, Helen. With all my heart. I love you. Sure. I'll say it word for word when I get home. Now, did you ever know when I didn't keep a promise? Now, don't you start that now. I love you, Helen. I'll see you. Yeah, real soon.
Right, okay, we'll have the suspect in custody for you. Call you later. That was Gaynor from the Fresno Sheriff's Office. Well, they found the body. A guy named Ollie Maxwell, general cowhand in that area for years.
So, what's next?
I think this whole thing's gonna come together in the next couple hours.
Does Pepper know?
No. And I don't want to be the one to tell her.
Who's your buyer?
Small-time hood out of San Diego, runs a string of restaurants. He's gonna take it.
What'd you do with Maxwell?
Buried him. You want that beef at Markham's restaurant tonight after 2, right?
That's right. He looks at the beef, we get our bucks, and he's on his way back to San Diego.
Whatever you guys want.
Y52 to 12Y90. Ben just arrived with the meat truck. Looks like things are just about ready to go down.
Roger, 90. Pepper and I are en route. Let's go.
Fresno said he was killed with a .45 caliber revolver.
That's right. They got an investigator who'll be down tomorrow to take him into custody.
Yeah. If we were going any other place in the world.
Ben, what the hell's going on here tonight?
I don't get you.
Galloway's out there with a couple of heavy-looking dudes from San Diego or someplace. Look, I never bargained for anything like this.
Customers all gone?
Yeah?
You and the hell get out of here. Keep that back door unlocked.
Ben, what's going on?
Good night. Park that back.
Oh, Duran, this is Ben Fletcher, our supplier. There you go, Ben. As usual, cash on delivery.
Cowboy, you got good taste in beef.
Sit down, join us.
No, thanks. I'll go over there and pour myself a drink. As soon as you check out the delivery, I'll get...
You ready to show?
Yeah, at his pleasure.
Go have a look-see. It's out back. Be quick now. We don't want to sitting around.
$12.50. They're in the truck now.
50. Yeah, we've seen them. You take the truck. We'll take the inside.
Got it.
Hold it right there, please. Put your hands up. Put them up. Put against the truck.
All right, if you do, you'll be deader than that beef that's in the truck. Get on down. Come on.
Police officers, get your hands on the table. Get them up there where I can see them. Come on, let's go. Get them up.
Hey, no, it's okay. We're not armed. Hey, come on, easy. Easy, we haven't got...
Ben! Ben!
Hey. Hey, Pepper. I'm sorry. I let you down.
No, you didn't. We wouldn't have been here if you hadn't called the police. What happened with Maxwell?
Yeah. Oh, it was him and me.
Oh. Come on, Ben. Ben, come on. Come on. It took a lot of courage to do that.
Calling an ambulance. Hang in there, Ben.
Ambulance. I ain't gonna need one of those. Now, Pepper, you listen to me. When I was a little kid, it was the worst thing in the world a man could do to steal somebody else's cattle. But when my wife, when my home, when she was sick, and I didn't have any money, I got desperate. Had to do something.
You did what you had to do.
Yeah, but stealing somebody else's cattle. Don't you let her find out about that. Don't you let her. Those insurance papers.
She won't.
That's all she's got.
She won't. She won't find out. I promise you.